I'm B Charlotte and you're watching Toasted.
Welcome to Groningen.
Thank you.
We're actually mixed up because we're in some artist village here, and it's huge, right? I mean, you were waiting in the different halls we were.
Yeah, it's huge. There's so many different areas of it that we didn't know about. It's really cool. Like, it's very nice and arty, innit? I think it's got a nice vibe to it.
It's an old factory. They call it the Cloud Factory.
Ah, okay.
I didn't know they need factories for clouds, but
Yeah, that's cool.
that's why it's always cloudy probably here.
That's cool.
Hey, you're here at Eurosonic, and we're in Groningen, which is a small town. Yet there are so many great bands here. So, what's so attractive for bands to be at Eurosonic?
I think Eurosonic's got such a good reputation as a festival for like new music and up and coming artists, and it's nice. Well, I think personally it's really nice because it is in a different place. It's not in like somewhere that's maybe really, really obvious to have a music festival, but I think it is in a place that is a little bit different, but obviously it works so well, and we've only been here since yesterday afternoon, but we've already kind of seen just how nice it is here and how kind of just how well the music side things is going to fit into the town, even though it's quite small obviously, but it feels right. Like, it doesn't feel like it's too overpowered by anything, or that. It just feels like a nice place to be.
Did you get a chance to see any bands actually?
No, we did. We got here and we went straight to do a radio session for Radio 1, and then
BBC?
Yeah, for BBC Radio 1,
Wow.
which was cool. And then because we've been travelling for quite a lot of hours, we just went and ate and then just chilled out last night. So hopefully tonight we're gonna go see some bands. I'm not entirely sure of timings and stuff, but hopefully we can go and do that tonight.
BBC Radio 1 picking up on your music. Now that's a really important step.
Yeah, and it's cool.
How did that come about?
Well, we played the BBC Introducing stage at Tea in the Park in Scotland last year, and then after that they invited us to Eurosonic as their act or whatever to represent Radio 1, which is amazing really. So that's why we did that session yesterday. And then Hugh Stevens has been playing the tracks, and then Mr Jam also played our new single last night as well on Radio 1, so it's amazing to kind of just have that support really. It's nice.
So did it happen yet that you are on the road and you put on your radio and you listen to your own music on the radio?
Not yet, no.
That must be a magic moment if it does happen.
Yeah, I've listened to some of them online, but I've never been actually in the car and it happens yet. I kind of want to, but maybe soon.
Well, it will happen soon, no doubt about that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hey, you mentioned traveling. Of course, I've been going through your social media stuff and looking on your Facebook page and stuff. And I saw you went to Singapore. Is that true?
Yes.
You played a gig there as well?
Yeah. So in November we went to Thailand to do some recording out there in a studio called Karma Sound Studio in Bang Saray. And then because we were there, we thought it'd be good to kind of go out and do some gigs in that part of the world. So we went to Vietnam,
Wow.
Taiwan, Hong Kong and Singapore, and did some dates.
You just drop it like this is normal, but I mean, come on, this is not normal.
It's not normal. We just went and we just did it two-piece, and it was really cool. Like, we just thought we might as well go and try it, and it worked out really well. We were kind of a little bit unsure about how it would go, just because it's a totally different place and language barriers and everything, but it was so much better than kind of what I imagined it to be, and it was just...
What did you think of the country? What did you think of Thailand?
Yeah, it was amazing. I love Thailand so much. I think it's a place where you can be... We were there for maybe, I don't know, three or 4 weeks, and it's just a place where you can feel really comfortable and quite quickly. It's just got such a good atmosphere, and everyone's really, really happy, and it's very chilled out, and I like it a lot. It's a nice place to be. It was a good contrast to some of the places that we went to afterwards. Like Hong Kong obviously was very busy, and Taiwan was also very busy, so it was nice to kind of do the chilling part first and then go and kind of do all the busy stuff after.
But did you record songs there actually? You did? I mean...
Yeah, we did. So kind of what we did was just kind of develop some demos that I already had, and kind of just work on some songs that will hopefully be in an album at some point. So it was kind of just that sort of
Because
thing.
this is one thing that I was about to say. I mean, love your music. There's just not enough of it. We need more.
I know. Well, this year there'll be some more singles out, and then at some point there will definitely be an album. I just think, for me, I love albums so much, so I just want it to be totally right and just have the right kind of like feeling about it and kind of story behind it all and stuff. Like my favourite albums are the ones that kind of just will be around forever, and they just kind of just have so much meaning. Naming one. But one that we were listening to on the way here was Christine and the Queens. That's a new album, but I just think that's going to be around for so long because it's just so amazing, just all of it. And a band called Milky I really like as well, and I think their album is just one that you could just listen to like over and over and over, and it's just...
So what makes good music in your opinion?
I like songs that kind of tell a story, and you can tell that the person who is singing it or performing it is real. If you know what I mean, it's real to them, and you can kind of picture like different things that they might be talking about or saying. I really like that. And then I guess musically, I'm always kind of intrigued by sounds that sound a little bit different to kind of just normal things. And it's like with Milky Chance, the first time I heard their music, I just loved the way they combined the digital and the live stuff, and that's something that I'm really into. So just kind of see someone doing it as well as they do it, I was just like, that's just amazing.
To me, because your music is, I think, unique in many respects, is that it's a crossover of so many styles, and when I listen to it, it is a trip, because I mean, I hear new things. It's multi-layered, and there's always a little present somewhere. You listen, you go like, oh, what did I just miss? And you want to hear it again. But I mean, you're singing. It's not just singing. Of course, you have a beautiful voice, but it's almost like toasting as well every once in a while. How did you find this style?
It took a while to kind of find the actual music that I wanted to share and make. I started off just writing acoustically and singing just with guitar, and that was cool, and I really enjoyed it, but I kind of knew that I always wanted to make some sort of music that was a bit of a different genre or a different mix of things rather than just one like specific thing. So I started writing digitally and doing my own sort of production stuff, and that was what kind of led me into a different direction and kind of opened up a new part that I kind of realised, right, okay, that's what I want to make, and that's kind of the sounds that I want to use, and that was kind of it. And just, I guess, vocally wise, I've always kind of really been into sort of like hip hop and rap and spoken word stuff, but I've never really had the confidence to do it myself, so it kind of just took me a while to kind of get into it, and then obviously once it was in a song, it's in and that's it, so I just have to perform it, and that was kind of better. So
are you still sometimes not confident about your own stuff, about your toasting or rapping, or?
Sometimes, like, I guess
sounds so good.
I'm confident in the songs that I like them. I guess just live you get nervous, and that's normal. I guess for most people. So yeah, sometimes.
Because it sounds really natural. I mean, listening to your music, it's got I was like, oh, she's rapping, like, sort of. It's just actually, I mean, it's not to put you down, but, and then you go like, of course she is. This sounds so good.
I know. I think as well with different accents, people don't expect certain things. So with a Scottish accent, not that many people would expect a spoken part or something in a song. And I think for me, it's really important that. Well, I like when people sing in their own accents, and that's important to me. And I think as a person from Scotland, I want to be able to show other people that it's okay to, do you know what I mean, sing in your own accent rather than feel like you have to sing American or whatever. I think it's so important to like embrace like where you're from, I guess.
Yeah. Really cool. Hey, talking about music, it's very multi-layered. How do you make it? I mean, do you hear a complete song in your head, or do you build it up slowly?
I think it builds quite slowly. Sometimes I have a sort of idea in my head of kind of like how I want different parts to be or how I want it to kind of go like dynamic wise, but usually, well, it's kind of different every time, but sometimes I'll have a melody first, or sometimes I have a lyric, or sometimes I have a beat or a guitar part, and then I kind of just go with the first thing, whatever I've got first, and usually put it into Ableton and kind of mess around with it for a while, and then just add loads of different parts. And then sometimes I will kind of shape it around what I want the melody to be like, and then other times it kind of just somehow falls together, I guess.